Hey, what's happening, Roland? Well, I tell you what, it's Friday and it's time for the Friday update. Boy, I got a really neat Friday for you. It's really some really neat things happen. Last week, about the same time, I talked to you about the great fishing we had the week before on Lake Okeechobee and also in headwaters and how we caught them on the frog. Well, what I didn't tell you about was what happened that next day on Saturday. I went out with some boys from California, and I took this same frog that I told you about last week. This is that Spro 80 Pro 60 popper, and I have the big 4/0 oversized hooks on there. It's rigged up with 50-pound test line. This is the Pro Series 7.3 rod, big heavy duty rod, and then also have a flipping stick. I'll explain that later too. But anyway, what I did was this was really something. This was Saturday, the day after I did that thing. We gone out that morning. We threw the frog as best we could. And we caught a couple 5-pound fish. We're just kind of twitching it along, slow and easy, about like this. And we had a 5-pounder, and we had maybe a 6-pounder, and then we had some 2-pounders. It wasn't anything as good as the week before. The week before we had all those 8 and 9-pound fish. It was just really, really good. But anyway, it got to be noon. It got to be 12 o'clock noon on Saturday, the next day. And I said to the boys from California, my guide party, I said, listen, let me chum up with some shiners. You know, as a last resort, I use my shiners for backup, and I get some big giant bass on shiners as well. So I put the chum out, and I took my net and I put the net over my shoulder, and I got the net all ready to go, and I had my little chum spot right out here. And I said to the guy, I said, well, you know, you can make some casts out here. So he took this very rod, this very frog, and he made a little short cast pretty close to where I chummed. He let it sit, and he pulled it in about, I guess about there, pretty much where the chum was, just kind of going slow, about that far away. A 9.85 bass, 9 pounds, 0.85 is almost 9.15, almost a 10-pound fish, just an ounce shy of 10 pounds. Ate the frog right there. I put the net off my shoulder, I got the net, and that was the big fish of the day. Well, we went shiner fishing the rest of the day, and we did catch some more fish on shiners, and it was a great day. We saved the day with shiners because we caught about 30 or 40 more bass on shiners. But the point was, you never know when they're going to hit this frog. I'd given up on the frog. It was completely high noon. It was sunny and bright like it is right now. It was no kind of time to catch a fish on a frog. And I would have bet $1,000 that one wouldn't have hit. But for some reason, that big old 10-pound bass hit that frog just in the middle of the day, just out of a crazy deal. But anyway, this is my setup, and I just wanted to show it to you. Again, that's that Solace 8-to-1 reel. It's a 50-pound test braided line. And the thing about this frog, I can throw it. Look how far I can throw it. It's on the other side of the canal. That's 80 foot away. And I can pop it so good with braid. It's so sensitive. I can just pop it along just like that. And I kind of give it a little cadence. What I do, I go pop, 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 pop. And that's kind of my cadence. I haven't really thrown the frog in this canal. This is not really, I'm not really trying to catch a fish in this canal. I don't know too much about it. But what I did notice this last week, and I've talked to Gary Milicevic in the meantime. Gary's the guy that's put me on the frog, and Gary was also the guy that came in second in the last big tournament. And the funny thing that happened, the Saturday before last, he had 36 pounds and came in second place with 5 fish. Last Saturday, the day that I caught this big 10-pounder, the other guy caught the 10-pounder, Gary fished, and he went back to that same spot on Okeechobee, didn't catch any fish at all, had to resort to a flipping pattern, and that actually came in second or third with a flipping bite. He caught nearly 20 pounds flipping, not on the frog. Now, these guys that fished with me this last week, they said, how else can we catch fish? And I said, well, the number one way of catching fish in the summertime, on the Headwaters Lake, on Kenansville Lake, on Lake Okeechobee, and all the places that I know of, is a flipping and pitching technique. Now, how I accomplish that is basically, I have a big, heavy-duty favorite Pro Series flipping stick. And I got that big cushion button on the back. I got 65-pound test braid now. This is 65-pound test braid. Okay, that's a 2-ounce weight. It's a heavy, heavy 2-ounce weight. and it's pegged in place. And I got that brand new Spro hook. It's a brand new Spro hook that's just so strong. And basically what I teach everybody is how to hold the rod when I pitch. Now, there's no really kind of pitching place here. But say if that was real thick grass, I'd pitch out there, and here's the key. Get ready for the strike. I put the rod in my stomach, and I'm ready to set the hook. And when I do, I really try to break the rod. Well, I was showing these guys this week three different trips. I said, let me show you how to pitch and flip. On one little explanation, I caught a 9-pound bass. Another little explanation, I caught a 6-pound bass in just 2 or 3 flips. Another time, I caught another big bass. So the point is, I can catch fish, but I don't like to fish when my guide party can't catch fish. As soon as I catch one, I'll throw it out there and I'll show them how to get it through the heavy cover, and I'll finally winch a good bit fish in. I said, here, take the rod. You do it. They don't do it right. They don't hold the rod. They're not ready. They don't set the hook hard enough. And if they don't do any of that, there's no sense of me going any farther. I'll have to tell them that, no, you're not a good candidate to learn pitching and flipping right now. There's too much for you to learn, and you're not going to get the job done. So I just kind of abandoned that whole pattern. But that is a really good pattern. That's what's happening right now on Lake Okeechobee. That's what's happening on headwaters. And of course, I got my summer stuff going on with my airboat. My airboat's all fixed up and ready to go. Now, let's get back to that bike a second. I'm going to tell you about an opportunity that's really good. Here in South Florida, there's 2,100 miles of levees and canals. That's a levee right over there. This is a canal. Now, this isn't a good candidate, but so many of these levees are actually permissible to use a pedal assist bicycle. Now, I had this one built by the Cycle Shack here in Naples, Florida. And by pedal assist, what it is, it's an electric vehicle, but as I pedal it, it helps me. You know, watch what has happened. When I pedal it, watch it pedals easy. See how it pedals? It pedals really good. I can go around circles. I can go all around the levees. I can go up and down the levees. This is a pedal assist electric bike, and it qualifies as a bicycle. This has got brakes and everything else. But now here's the point. With 2,000 miles of canal and levees around South Florida, if you go to the FWC, the Florida Wildlife Commission, the Corps of Engineers, and get information on that, and South Florida Water Management, you can find out which levees are permissible to use a bicycle. Now, most of them are restricted to use vehicles, motorized vehicles, but they don't classify a pedal assist electric bike as a motorized vehicle. So you can go and use this bicycle to get to actually 1,000 or so miles of good fishing water. And when you get around headwaters, you get a situation. There's like 15 or 20 miles of levees. There's 30 miles of right there at headwaters. There's another 30 miles at the stick marsh. Another 30 miles at 40 miles of canal and levee systems at the Three Forks area. So there's 100 and something miles of levees that are all accessible. You can use this electric bike on all those levees. And here's the thing. I got a really good friend of mine named Everett Williams. He's got this system. He's got it set up like this. He gets back to the control structures and the pumps and all the discharge areas on the levees where you can't get a vehicle and you can't get a boat. He just slaughters the fish. It's just a great opportunity if you want to have some really good fishing all summer long, all winter long. And one thing that's happening is you notice the clouds are starting to come in the afternoon. What that's going to bring is going to bring afternoon rain. It's going to cool things off, but it's going to create water and going to create current. And current on those control structures on the levees and places are really the best places to fish. So anyway, I got my electric bike from Cycle Shack. Old Mike, he's a great guy. Big heavy-duty tires. I got a nice little cargo space here. This thing has a big electric motor on it that I can actually, well, with my pedal assist, I can go all over the place. I can go probably 30 miles, 40 miles a day, easy. And I can just go. So listen, that's my trick. That's what I'm trying to do, folks. I'm trying to get more and more good fishing for this summer. And I think I got it right here. Between my headwaters experience with my airboat at the Three Forks, and between that and this electric bike, boy, I'm going to be high cotton this summer, particularly when the summer rains start, the water levels start moving, water come up, and there's going to be some great fishing. So that's what's happening in my world. Some great fishing going on. And hardly wait, summer is here. but also the good fishing's here. Hey, folks, hit that likes button if you like what I'm saying. I'm trying to help you out. I'm trying to give you all the good information for catching big giant bass here in Florida. I think I'm doing a good job. Hey, hit the likes button. Tell Johnny Morris, tell the people at Favorite, tell the people at O'Reilly's that you're watching this channel. We appreciate you watching. We'll see you again soon.